your incredible match that you had at Royal Rumble 2000 with the Hardys still stays, jumps out at me as one of my favorites of all time. I was probably, how old was I? I was 15, 16. I stayed up till like 3 a.m. in the UK to watch that show from Madison Square Garden. It just blew me away. What was it like to be part of that night? Because that was such a history making match for WWE at the time.
Well, me growing up in Brooklyn, New York, born and raised, Madison Square Garden being the mecca of professional wrestling and all sports entertainment, basketball, everything that could be, even singing and performing in Madison Square Garden. It was always said, if you can make it at Madison Square Garden, you can make it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me to be in WWE at the time, the place where I've always wanted to work and be a part of, and to have a milestone match like that with the Hardy Boys, the tables match, it was great. It was a great feeling. I never thought that I would be performing in front of 20,000 plus people and having them on their feet the whole entire 15, 20 minutes of the match. Yeah. It was truly incredible. And, the Hardys, I love those guys to death. I named my son Matthew after Matt. That's how close Matt and I are. And, I basically couldn't thank those guys enough. Between that match at the Royal Rumble that we created history at, as well as the TLC matches, and I always say this, none of us could have did that with any other team, any other members, except for the 6 guys that were in that ring. We couldn't do it without Edge and Christian, and we definitely couldn't do it without the Hardys, and they definitely could have done it without the Dudleys. Yeah. We worked together. We had chemistry, and it was to the point where we could do whatever we wanted to do in that ring, not even talk to each other. We could feel each other, and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, those matches, when you were kind of breaking barriers with TLC, I mean, they looked brutal because I'm sure they were brutal. I mean, how terrifying was it to kind of be part of the TLC match with so many kind of moving parts and so little margin for error when it comes to injury?
I wasn't worried about that. The only thing I was worried about was hanging with Jeff 30 feet up in the air. That crazy son of a bitch stopped kicking me even when the ladder wasn't moved. I still tease him to this day. He always messes with me. I go, I will never, ever hang up 30 feet up in the air with you ever again. You sick bastard.
I think that's really good advice for a long and happy life, to be honest, avoiding doing that.
Yeah. Him and Matt they always laugh. Edge gets a kick out of it because Edge was like, he said in an interview, he goes, I'm trying to move the ladder and Devon is screaming. You can see the tears coming from his eyes going, move the damn ladder, man.
Yeah. Look, I mean, you're the first of the TLC 6 that I've been lucky enough to interview. So I will say to you and pass this on to the rest, just thank you for thank you for all you did in the spirit of entertainment, really, because I wouldn't have done what you did. And it was incredible to watch and so many memories.